What's good, YouTube? Hoodie Quinn here, coming to y'all with a quick video. We're gonna cover Kendrick Perkins, one of the, you know, championship winning players. He already played with LeBron before. Um, they trying to pick him up at the last minute. They need some size. They need a person that's intimidating. They need a guy that can cover some space. Does Kendrick Perkins still have it? I don't know. I haven't seen Kendrick Perkins play in a minute. I can't lie. But he does add some toughness. He adds some veteran leadership. He adds, that tough as nails personality. And he's a guy that can guard the post. He never been a great offensive player. He never been a defensive player of the year type of defender. But anybody that has played with Kendrick Perkins has loved the guy. He's a guy that puts the team first. He's a guy that's going to make his impact feel to the best of his ability. I don't know how laterally quick he is. I don't know if he can still, do what he used to do because he ain't the same age and he hasn't really been, playing high level basketball because this is the playoffs since the Cavaliers clinched a spot. We don't know how much they're going to get out of Kendrick Perkins, but they do need big bodies because of Kevin Love's injury history. And if you're going to run Kevin Love at center, you're going to give up shots in the paint. You're going to give up, a lot of layups. And, Kevin Love is quick enough to guard the perimeter. He can switch every once in a while depending on who he's defending. But we all know that Kevin Love never been a good defender ever in his career. I'm not here to crucify Kevin Love though, because I do fuck with him, I do ride with him, and he still is one of the better players in the league. He just don't get credit for that. But if you're going to pick up a guy like Kendrick Perkins, that means you was in desperate need for a fix, because at the end of the day, if you can get any other center that's available, remember, even the Pelicans went as far as to get a Mecca Okafor, who haven't even been in the league for 4 years. They picked him up, and he even became a starter at one point. So it just show you how decimated the NBA is for centers, especially the offensive centers, because you're not getting Kendrick Perkins. You're not getting a Mecca Okafor. You're not getting these guys for offense. Obviously, you got LeBron James, one of the best players to ever play the game, one of the best offensive players because of his passing ability, his basketball IQ, and his ability to pick apart defenses, whether it's scoring from the jump shot, getting to the paint, knocking down the three, getting out in transition, having fun with him and his teammates, and finding the open shooters in the open. He can get Kendrick Perkins some baskets. And we done seen that when they played before. I mean, play with each other before. To me, this is more of a LeBron pickup because what you can possibly get out of Kendrick Perkins, and you already know he brings that championship level, mentality to your team. And like I said, this team does need some size. But this is not gonna answer all their problems, and I doubt that Kendrick Perkins play big role minutes on his team, especially in the East, because it's not really no dominant big man's really in the East. You got Embiid that he'd be good against that, but Embiid torches everybody. He's one of the best centers in the league, and I actually put Embiid on my first team All NBA center spot, even though he missed a lot of games. But he has shown the ability to play defense, score, rebound, and he's a willing passer and let his teammates do their thing. But you need as many body as you can if you do go against the Sixers. You do want to have Osman, you do want to have Love, you do want to have a guy like Kendrick Perkins where you can just throw him out on the court, let him get some fouls, 1, 2 fouls. Let him try to guard Embiid. Worst case scenario, he fouls out, but it's going to be some hard-earned points from Embiid or any other big man like Greg Monroe or something. At least they're going to probably have to work for they scoring in the post. And worst case scenario, he just there to absorb a lot of fouls, so it doesn't go on Kevin Love and it doesn't go on Osman. He never been really a dominant rebounder, never been a guy that can do more than just guard the post. But he brings mentalities, he brings a presence, he brings a older brother type of feel to you. And he's not going to come here to step toes. He's not going to try to come over and take over the locker room. He's just going to be a guy that LeBron can trust, and that can go a long way. Especially you look at a team like the Warriors when they just got Zaza Pachulia and JaVale McGee. I still think the Cavaliers get to the finals anyway. This just helps them depending on who they play, because you never know what role players going to step up. You never know at the end of the day who gets injured, who gets hot. Um, and you want to have your roster as filled as possible, especially like I told you guys with the summer league and the G League thing going on, and you got the players playing overseas. Plus, you got a lot of players that wasn't in the league this whole year. You got the players like Trey Burke, Corey Brewer. You got Brandon Jennings and guys like that you can just pick up, throw them on your bench. They're gonna do their job. They're gonna know their role. They're not gonna try to force their way and prove something. They're gonna do what's best for the team, and you're not paying these guys that much anyway to contribute. And like I said, Kendrick Perkins most likely won't get that many minutes anyway, so it's not going to change their direction. It's not going to change their championship window. It just gives them another body that can throw at other multiple players on the roster. And gives somebody that LeBron James trusts and he's willing to go to war with when it comes to a playoff series. So I like this pickup to a certain extent. Is it other centers out there? I can't really tell you because, like I said, you know your rotation, you know the guys you trust, you know the guys that you want in the games. You already should know your lineups depending on the matchups. Because, like I said, some teams have different type of players, so you have to match up and change different lineups. But you should already know what you want to do by this point because you done played most of the teams in the Eastern Conference 3 to 4 times, and most of the year, this Cavaliers team hasn't been healthy. They've been beat up and scratching for W's. LeBron James has had a tremendous season. Nobody really saw them getting 50 games with all these injuries. Remember, they was at one point, they at the 4th seed right now. 50 wins in the East, usually it'd be like high 2-3. Now 50 wins is three because Philly barely got 50 wins. They might get 51 or 52, but at the end of the day, I don't really know what's going on with none of this stuff. But all I can say is picking up these veterans have been phenomenal for a lot of teams. And Kendrick Perkins, hopefully he can continue that build of a late pickup that can help influence some W's, change the momentum. He is a guy that can make some big plays defensively. And I like him. I liked him even when he was with the Thunder. I felt like they needed a better center, but at the end of the day, he was a formidable center, and he did his role and did his job, and they actually got to the NBA Finals with Kendrick Perkins as their starting center. So even you can go back with the Celtics, they went to the NBA Finals with Kendrick Perkins as their starting center, and he brings that toughness. He's a tough as nails person, and I you know I'm starting to like it even more the more that I think about it because we really haven't seen them too much, but he can play, and I give him credit on that. And I'm surprised that they waited this long to sign him, but it's just so much talent out there, and I just want to go over the roster right now for the Cleveland Cavaliers. When it comes to bigs, they got Tristan Thompson, but he's been dealing with a lot of injuries. They also, like I said, now they got Kevin Love as a center, but we know he's not a rim protector, but he has the 6'10" body and he's 250. But he's not going to give you no inside presence when it comes to stopping other players in the paint or guarding the post. And you want to preserve his body as much as possible because you want to make sure he's doing his job on the offensive end and getting in positions to switch and getting those rebounds, the long rebounds and the close rebounds. You want to preserve as much energy off LeBron and Kevin Love as you can because Kevin Love been injured and LeBron has been playing minutes. He has been carrying his team. He has been hitting step backs. He's been taking over fourth quarters. He's been putting his heart, blood, sweat, and tears on the court this season, and he's not even going to win MVP. I don't think he should win it anyway, but I'm just saying it took LeBron it took his all to get this team to 50 wins, and it didn't even look possible to me at one point because of all the injuries. And then remember they made that trade and switched their whole starting lineup up, and then some of those guys got injured too. So I'm looking like, wow. But one thing I will say is that when you go on the court with Kendrick Perkins, you know what he's going to do, and that's all LeBron needs. He needs to know who's rolling with him, who's rocking with him, where you going to be at on the court, what's your favorite spots, and LeBron going to make your job a lot easier than the other teams. Obviously, he don't have a coach like a Brad Stevens and stuff and Greg Popovich that can make anybody look good, but Perkins not there to do that. He's not here to score 25. He's not here to score 30. And as long as you Cleveland fans know that, and as long as people know that watching this video that we're not picking up Kendrick Perkins for his offense. He might get you 4-5 rebounds, he might get you 6 fouls, but that's more valuable than you think, especially when, LeBron gonna have to carry this team to the finals. And, we don't really know who all gonna step up anyway offensively because it really just be Kevin Love and LeBron. But if they lose, I can see them losing to a team like Philly. I doubt they lose to Toronto, but Kendrick Perkins does help in that series too because Jonas is more of a inside scorer type guy, so he's going to try to post up and beat you up on the block. Kendrick Perkins give you another body for that matchup too. So looking at it, it ain't that bad. The Cavaliers, they got LeBron, they got Kevin Love. That should be enough. If not, they get beat by a team that execute better, plays harder, and just expose their defense. And if they don't do that by the time the finals come around, LeBron will be back in the finals. But I think they lose to Houston. I think they lose to Golden State anyway. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my website, NawzPlayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, NawzPlayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. And let me know if you think this is an impact deal, if this is just to fill out the roster, if this is just to give somebody LeBron trust. Whatever you guys feel about Kendrick Perkins and LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers, let me know in the comment section below. I'm reading them, I'm watching them, and if you're on Facebook or Twitter, you already know to hit me up like I usually do. I'm gone. Let me know what you guys think.